Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are you doing tonight? I'm sorry. I gotta get this so we don't have that light there. Okay. All right. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I apologize for being late. I had some clients, some young clients, some kids that needed dashikis, and they needed three within an hour. So I was actually, I want to make sure I don't have to be moving this. I was making sure that I got those items done for them so they could be attending this wedding tomorrow. I had three dashikis to do in 1 hour, and they were size 10, 12 young men. So that's where I that's where I was. Okay. Tonight we're talking about sometimes you can't see for looking. Sometimes you cannot see for looking like it's right there. Everything that you need is right in front of you and you just can't see it. You know you're looking for the right fabric, you're looking for the right tools, you're looking for the item that's going to make you pop, just you're just looking for the great stuff and you can't see it. And I want you to know, if you slow down a little bit and allow creativity to come out of you, then you will get it and you will nail it and you will prosper tremendously. Okay. If this is your first time tonight on live, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm actually in a sewing station in the store, and I'm here to inspire you and to bring you good things that can help you with your sewing or business journey. Okay. When I say that can help you, I mean really can help you. If you look at this channel and you look at the notes and things that I've said, I'm here to tell you that you can learn a lot in a small amount of time, and I can prevent you from making just some. I would never say a road is the wrong road, but it would just help you get towards your financial goals. Okay. I'm going to tell you about my week this week. I just told you about you know, I was just at the last minute going to buy supplies. I had an emergency. Somebody wanted three dashikis within an hour, and I had to cut them with no pattern, make them, finish them, press them, and deliver them. And they just walked out the door. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. When I say sometimes you can't see for looking, sometimes you're looking for that right gift, that right sale, that right something, 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 and you already have it. And you're like, oh my God, can I really do this? And it wasn't about the money, it was the fact that they needed these items to be a part of this wedding. So it was like they needed this. So I said, okay, God, give me the gift. All right. So here we go. We're going to talk about sometimes you got it and you don't know you have it. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right behind me. Okay, I'm going to drink a lot of water tonight, but I'm going to show you something. There was, you know, how some people are, I'm looking at everything you're asking me. And some people are saying, well, there's no fabric, or they don't have what I want, or I don't understand, why the fabric business going out of business? How am I going to make something? The fabric that I'm seeing is not of quality. Let me show you something. What I did. I did this maybe 25 years ago. I'm actually repairing it now, and it's a fabric that I got from Walmart. I know they say, well, she keep talking about Walmart, and I'm saying sometimes you don't know what you need, and it's right there in front of you. So look at this jacket right here. Look at this jacket. This is I'm repairing a coat. I'm repairing my personal coat, and I want you to see this because when you go back to Walmart, I want you to look at things differently. Don't look at it with your regular eye. I want you to look at it with your inner eye. Okay? Like, what if you had to go and make a coat with some fabric out of Walmart? And you'll be like, they don't have anything. I never see anything. I want you to slow it down, pump the brakes, and get paid. We're going to say it again. Slow it down, pump the brakes, and get paid. Okay? I got on a little straw hat tonight, got some mud cloth on it. feeling pretty good. You know what I mean? So I said, let me pull out my old coat. I know it needs repairing, but let me pull out my old coat. So here it is. I'm gonna get the business. This is it's in repair mode, but this is a coat that's made from burlap. Okay, burlap back in the day used to be a fabric that you actually pull peanuts with or pecans with. It's a durable cloth that was used as working cloth, like dungarees or overalls. So let me show you what took place with the burlap that you now Joann's Fabric sold burlap, and they sold it in all colors. Plus, you can go and get it printed or dyed in any color you want. But this was a burlap that was from Joann's, but you can buy it also at Walmart. Walmart have it in the area where you buy reefs. Now, it's burlap. It shaves. It ravels. Okay, so this fabric here, you can make it look like art and just sew a ribbon on the top and put a favorite design in it. Now it's painted with some little symbols, little shakers that they shake and make music with in Africa. And then this is a mud cloth that I've added with some cowrie shells. And if you make coats or jackets or even shawls, I want you to think about this idea, because when people see burlap made up like this, when people see that it's a art form, it's a vintage form, it has character. Now, my repairs is going to be like kind of just cleaning this up some. Okay, that's just over time. But this lining, this is muslin, but you can get a real sheath fabric out of Walmart, that or any store. I'm just the reason I'm saying Walmart is because I know a lot of people that are sewing now can't find fabric stores. And we're going way back to the 1800s where people were just making something out of their old clothes. All the quilts was made out of old clothes. It was a fabric was a scarcity. So if you're in a dry area and fabric is at a scarcity, I don't want you to overlook your blessing, because this coat right here all day long on any day is $250. And it roughly takes 2.5 yards to make this coat. Now this coat is made full because it's a layered type coat. It's layered. It has pockets inside of it. Okay. It's painted. It has different little cowrie shells. The reason I'm showing you this is because this can be made in any culture. Whatever your ethnicity is, whatever your wherever you're from, it doesn't has to say, I'm African or I'm Mexican or I'm Korean or I'm Asian. It could be something where this fabric inside can also be one of your classic fabrics or statement pieces. And so what I want you to realize is that, and see this here where I folded this up. What I want you to realize is that when you are looking for something, when you're looking for something to make, and you want to do it where it's creative, or you want to do it where you can say, wow, that is something I've never seen before. That is something I've never done before. Don't overlook the simple stuff, or don't discard, like if it's a favorite piece of fabric, don't discard that fabric and say, oh, what am I going to do with that? You can take small pieces of fabric, embellish it on a coat or a jacket, and bring it to life. And people would just be amazed. Now, this jacket with this light lining, this jacket is really not hot, which means that it can be worn in almost any climate, because the burlap has holes in it and the lining is really thin. And when I would wear this up north, I would normally wear it with a turtleneck or a thick sweater. And I would just use this like to have some art on my shoulders when I'm walking out, or when I'm out and I'm seeing people. So what I'm saying is that when you're looking for something to make unique, even like what I said, this little piece of fabric on a hat, that is a this straw hat, which I asked you last week to get something. Start with some hats, and I also asked you to start doing some bracelets, some small bracelets, all these little things. I want you to just kind of like gravitate to it, do two or three of each item that I'm asking you to do, and just surround, expand your horizons on how you make your money. Because at the end of the day, you know, you can use some extra money. Now, some of you, like I know I said, you probably have plenty of money, but still, that money may not be for something else that is needed. For example, Florida, all of our trees are normally green, but they're brown now. I mean, in my neighborhood, all the trees are brown. All the leaves are brown. And we had the freezingest, the coldest, craziest winter. And when we go outside and we're looking for, and I'm a planter. I plant flowers, and I'm looking for new seeds to plant new plants, and it's like, wow, all everything is brown. So what? I'm gonna make those 3 dashiki so I can go buy some seeds. Okay. So what I'm saying, everything you need is right there. Don't overlook it. Don't overlook what you need. If you see a need, like I said, you may have plenty of money, but the money may be allotted for other things. Okay, so if you take on a task or a small something that you can do that helps somebody else, and in return it will help you, then that's what this video is all about today. It's like what you need is right in front of you. Right in front of you. I mean, right in front of you. And I'm gonna give you an example. This week was a crazy week. This week was by far, I would say, one of the most craziest weeks of my career. And that's why I came up with this topic. Because I was having other topics and I was like, okay, that sounds like it's a good one. That sounds like I'll get someone engaged. But this particular week, all of my sales, I would say not all of my sales, but my most intense sales this week and last week was from people who had died. And when I say that is, it's not like somebody came and said, "Oh, I'm having a funeral, would you help me?" No, this week, today, yesterday, last week, and the week before, almost 2.5 weeks, not quite 3 weeks. But these were people who had came to my store in the past that had passed away, and they left in writing and in voices, "Go to Evelyn and get me something made for my funeral." I was like, oh my God. I mean, I was scratching my head. I was like going through the motions. And to be honest with you, I couldn't remember them. I could not. One out of four I remembered, because there's a lot of people come through the stores, right? But it was such a honor to know that someone that had been in the store, that liked my personality, that liked what I did, that loved the authenticity, and they wanted to be buried and seen in their last state with something that my hands had touched. So I'm like, oh man, this is something. Now, I've never made an outfit for somebody and they told them to have her to make me two. The deceased said, "I want two outfits from her." And I said, "Well, what do you need two for?" They said, "Well, my dad is 86 years old. He loved coming to your store. And he hadn't been here in a while because he's been very sick. But he want a party outfit for his friends. And he want a church outfits for his church friends." Now, I've never made anybody, I've did a lot of deceased people. I made a lot of garments. In fact, I buried my mother. I made my garments for my mother and for my father when they passed away, right? And it was really hard. But I've never had anyone to say, I want two outfits. So I'm thinking two outfits for the funeral, outfit for the wake, and outfit for the church service. So I said, okay, what do you want? So they came in this group, this last group came in on Saturday, last Saturday. And so they said, we got to get it by Wednesday because we got to get ready for the party for him on that Friday. And then we got to have it off Friday night. And then we got to get ready for the service on Saturday. So I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I'm trying to group this. So I go home and I'm telling my husband what I'm doing. He was like, what? What's going on? Why can't they just put him in one outfit? Well, just think about it. Think about it. If you got your friends that you have fun with, if you're in America, he was an Omega. All right. Omega, a purple and gold. It's a fraternity. So all his frats, they got this dog call and they got this thing that they do for their buried ones. So I guess you can figure out where I'm going with this, right? Well, if you are part of a group of people that like to have fun, you don't want it to be a mourning service, mourning like crying. And then at church, you got your church people. If you was in the choir, you want everything to be sacred. So I told them to pick it up at 5. So they came at 4. I'm still going through it because I know how you got to dress the deceased. I know what they got to do to the garment. I didn't want them to mess up my garments, right? So I told the daughter, I said, let me finish it the way I need to get it. And I'm working on the energy that I need to make the garment. So I'm making the garments. And then, of course, they're taking pictures and they're sending it to family members and it all gets approved. And so the day when I'm at work, I'm like, okay, we got that done. Whew. Now I got elderly people trying to catch Uber. They want garments made. I got cancer clients. They need their garments tweaked. They got things ordered. So I'm working on all this. I'm like the juggler. I'm doing it all. And then this young lady walk in the store. I'm all the way in the back of the mall. This young lady walk in the store and she goes, I just want to thank you. And I'm like, thank me for what? I'm thinking she's saying, thank you for the lovely store. And I'm saying, okay, you're welcome. How may I help you? And so she just walked past the managers and she just keep going in the store and she just starts to get overwhelmed and she just start crying. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? How can I help you? She said, I just flew in from North Carolina. I took the latest flight out last night. I got in early this morning. I was waiting for you to open and I wanted to thank you. And I said, thank me for what? And she said, I left the funeral home and you made the amazing garments for my dad. And I'm crying because I'm the one he left a message to come to you. And I'm the one he always brought to your store when I was in town. And I wanted to touch your hands because you made my dad's final garment and I appreciate it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So what happened was she was one of the children. He had 5 kids. She was one of the children that they were passing the picture to. So she came in and she just said, I have to get something for myself. I have to get 2 outfits for my dad's parties. So all the kids are getting 2 outfits so they can go to the dancing party and to the church party. So I'm coming back to the topic. Everything you need, you already have. It's right there. Don't overlook it. So when you're doing your best in your gift, in your craft, and you're making garments for people, you never ever know what souls that you touch physically, spiritually, in the life in front of us, and in the afterlife. Because these people that I just worked for in the last couple weeks, 2.5 weeks, their spirit and their soul told their children what to buy, where to buy it from, and who to get it from. And I am just amazed because when I was coming to work yesterday, a client called me and she said, I haven't bought from you in 2 years. I had a stroke but I'm ready to buy your hats. I want to buy 7 hats. And I'm like, 7 hats? She said, yes, I want 7 hats. I said, okay. And then she said, by the way, I'm doing fine, but I'm preparing for my funeral. I said, what? Not again. I'm like, no more funerals. But you know what? Funerals is a celebration of life. Let's be real. So she said, my casket's going to be yellow, and I want 12 lap napkins for all my friends, and they got to wear something yellow, and I want them to know that you're the one that made them. So start making my hats. So she showed me all the hats. I had to go on my site. She picked up all the hats she wanted, and she said, I want to get ready. She's from Philadelphia. I want to get ready, and I want them to know I'm going to have a slamming funeral. And I'm like, oh, wow. So this is the thing that's going on, y'all. People are preparing. It's none of that. Oh my God, she died like this. We didn't know we didn't know she was sick. Oh, it happened all of a sudden. People are getting ready. They're preparing their garments. They're preparing their last wishes, what to wear, where to buy it from. And it doesn't have a limit on the price. It's like, this what they want. This is what they doing, and go there and get it. So what I'm saying to my audience tonight, abroad and afar, that don't overlook the funeral business. When you start doing things for people's funerals and they see that you do good work, and if you're making something for a funeral, if you're making for someone that has passed away, you always make it bigger than their size. So if they say that they are size 12, make it maybe like a size 15 or 16. Okay. So if anyone that's sewing and you start making garments, I'm talking about sometimes, I mean, I've made garments for babies that passed away. If you start sewing for a person, you can ask them, do they need the sleeves to be long? Do they need the tops to be high? Sometimes if it's a person who's had cancer and they're very small, sometimes they stuff them in the front so they build up so they don't look sunken in. So you want to make sure that you leave room in the top. If it's a man or a female, you want to make sure that there's room in the top. Now, in some cases, a lot of cases, they cut the garments in the back and they fit the garment really nice on the person. So some people, they can show the neck, and some people, they don't want the neck to be shown. So just kind of play it out. If a person asks you to make something and they say it's a 12, do not make a 12. The 12 will be too small, because once they prep the person for their final viewing, they will swell. If somebody say, my dad wears a 42 suit, he always wore a 42 suit, it needs to be a 44 or a 46, because that body is not going to be the same size deceased as it was when it was living. And they have to preserve the body, because some people, they used to bury people fast. Now they're burying people, some of them are 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It used to be automatically in a week. So the people are being out longer. So they're having to process the body for a longer time before they're buried. But I don't want you to be afraid of it. I just want you to be prepared, because if your work starts to exceed you and your work is good and they ask you to do it, then it's an honor to do it. It's not you charge your price. I don't recommend giving a discount, because whenever someone passes away, somebody's going to come up with the funds to make it happen. So it shouldn't be like you donating it. It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing to reach inside of yourself and to really make it a great homecoming service, because that's the last time. Even if it's cremation, people want to see their loved ones the last time. So you want to make sure that when you do these things, don't feel like everything you make is for the living, and don't feel like everything that you make is for that moment. When you make something from your hands, it tends to go a very long way, and it means a lot. And that's why I said to you from the beginning when you started watching my videos that, if you're not a good salesperson and you make the garments or you make the art or the quilts or whatever you make that uh, uh, brings a sense of joy to people, give it your all, because you never, never, ever know how it's going to come back. And then it keeps coming back. So I'm thinking I'm great with the funeral and I'm ready to go back and work with Black History Month. And then bam, then the people are flying in. We got to go by there. And they have to drive an hour to get to me. From where they're flying in and having the service is an hour away from where I am. So that is in itself a testimony that I gladly like to share and to show you to be open to those ideas. And when you do those things or those projects, you do have to take them to sleep, because you got to say, okay, now I got to get focused. What am I going to do? Okay, let's make it right. Let's make it where it's got room. Let's make it where he can look good. She can look good. I did what? 3 males and 1 female. So, and then people come back. Oh, I'm so glad you made our event such a success. Blah 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 blah. And I thank them. And so you never know how your blessing's gonna go, and you never know what a statement you can make. Okay, now I want to talk to you about a few things that people are asking me, because I want to make sure you understand. Some people are asking me about um, the boot camp classes that we want to have in October, and some of you are asking me about the date and the time. What we're doing right now is it's in the pre-planning stage. Um, some of you all who are showing me pictures, let's just say that it's gonna happen. It's not all thought out, but let's just say it's gonna happen. And if and when it happens, it will be the third week in October, which is the weekend before before Halloween. It will be a Friday, it will be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or it will be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It will be 3 days, meet and greet day, two exhibition days. It will be at the end of the week, because if you come into Orlando, you definitely want to see the sights. If you don't, you can come in, do the event, and fly out. I'm looking at the pictures that you all are sending me. If I see that someone that wants to come, and I see the pictures that you've been sending to the phone number that I gave all the members and anyone watching on the live, then I may ask you to be an exhibitor to show us your technique. Because what it would be a place where we can come together, learn together, and also give support to whoever's doing certain things. So, like if a person is making beautiful hats, you may want to either buy some hats from that person, or have that person to make you some hats, or you may want to buy from them wholesale. Okay, so what I'm saying is that it will be a networking where we will be learning from each other, and we'll be able to give our resources to each other however you want. Like if you only want to sell them at retail, you can sell them at retail. If you want to sell them at wholesale, you can sell them at wholesale. It'll be a double sword. So what will happen is, once this come to full action, I will work individually with the people that are coming to show you how to sell wholesale and how to sell retail. Or if you just have an idea, or you have a great technique on how you do certain things and you want to share it, then what we would do is have you on a platform where you can share that. And then if you want to sell it to the general public, then that's something that you could do also. The reason that I'm saying it's in the early stages is because, first of all, when I just ask you, are you interested? And for those who are interested, then that's when I would say, okay. Now, I'm thinking if it was to become finalized, it would probably be in May. So if it's in May, then what'll happen is we'll give you deadlines on when this is due and what is due and where you want to ship your items and so forth. So the reason that I'm giving to May is because I'm going to be looking for some sponsors who have sewing machines and different things that might want to do an exhibit or display as well. So there's a lot of stuff that go behind the scenes. I want to make it worth your while to come and to share. Uh-oh. Something fell off the table. But anyway, who is that? Well, you ready for me to work? I be working. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. People are asking. Many of you have said you're interested. I'm looking. The main thing I want to see is what the world is going on. Like I don't want you to come when we having fires. I don't want you to come when I want to make sure it's a safe time to travel. Because some may come from overseas. I want to make sure that it's a safe time to travel, to come and be, or if you make your vacation. And if it's in May, it will still be early enough that you can get some discount train tickets or airline tickets to Florida. Okay. Our busiest time in Florida is the summer because everybody comes to Disney, Universal, played what they got that El Play-Doh like thing, and then you got Busch Gardens. There's a lot of theme parks. It's a lot of theme parks. There's a lot of things that kids come to in the summer. So I want to make sure if we do it, it will be in the winter. But thank you so much for really being interested, and I think it would be great. And if you were to come and you were flying or you had to ship some things, then that is when I would tell you can ship. Like if you want to ship a sewing machine, what I really want it to be is that you are actually working. If you were coming an exhibit, you're either actually selling or you're actually sewing, and you're actually able to reproduce the things that somebody may order. But I also would like for you to be able to take orders, write orders. So if you were doing a real professional exhibit, if you were doing a wholesale exhibit or a retail exhibit, I want to make sure you know how to take orders and, give the deadlines you would have it, give yourself a chance to regroup once you get back home, and the whole 9 yards. It will be from start to finish, how to set up an exhibit, how to exhibit, customer service, shipping time, and so forth. So those who are interested, I would ask you to get the stamps.com so that you can ship your own things with your own shipping label. And you would start doing that instead of going to the post office to ship your things. I would invite you to get your own shipping service with your own computer, laptop, or phone. You can have a shipping service with your cell phone, your laptop, or your desktop. And that will be the first step into how to do this. And then also when you get your orders, that you can print your own shipping labels and you will save on your postage. I just shipped some things to St. Croix, which is an island outside of Florida. And so you can ship everywhere, all over the world. Okay. Now, for those who just coming on, you see the coat behind me. I'm showing you how you can make something with burlap, that you can make a coat. These are things you may be overlooking, that you can make jackets. Some of you are making some great jackets and coats, and just think about it. Just think about something that you can make with something that you see that just seems like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. Now, what I would suggest, if you do use the burlap, take some, let me show you. I use this spray right here. It's fabric refreshener. You get this from the dollar store. It's like $1.50. It's a big bottle. And if you sew with anything that has a lot of fibers in it and you don't wear a mask when you're sewing, I would suggest spraying this on it. It has a really nice smell. And when you press the fabric, it just controls the fibers. So this, because I have asthma, this is what I use when I sew things that have fibers, that can make you cough and stuff. So I just spray it. It can be thick, it can be streamed, and it just calms down and it presses really good. And it just makes it a pleasant smell. So anytime you buy a fabric though, and it has a dye smell on it, I recommend you spray the fabric before you press. Some of you are asking me, should you wash the fabric before you make bags or clothes? I don't recommend that you wash the fabric. It's a personal preference. If you want it to still look like it's new, then I wouldn't wash it. I would just Febreze it and let it go. Okay. But again, that's me. So whatever you want to do, you do it on your personal garments and so forth, or your bags or your purses or whatever. So you can do that. I don't want you to miss out on sales. When I was telling you about the bracelets last week, guess what, guys, girls, they taking off. The bracelets that the reason that I said make some bracelets. Has any raise your hand if you made a bracelet? Raise your hand if anybody made a bracelet last week. Or you thought about it. Did you think about it? Well, I'm gonna tell you the golden secret. If you look at anybody, they have a bracelet on. And these bracelets, they will spend anywhere from $20 to $45 for a nice bracelet. On any income level. Any income level, they are buying bracelets. So I want you to think about making these bracelets. I made the reason, let me go back. Let me go about the bracelets. Okay. You know, I sew a whole lot, right? I sew a lot. When I say a lot, I sew and I sew and I sew. So sometimes when you sew and you don't have on your back brace, you get really tired when you go to bed at night, right? And sometimes you just want to get in the seat and get sewing. Sometimes you wake up and you say, "Oh, I got this on my mind. I want to do it." Well, I study while I'm sewing. I mean, I'm listening to something inspirational and that keeps me thinking about you all, and it keeps me thinking about how can I make my employees better people, because my employees, people see my employees before they see me, and I want to make sure that my employees seem soft. So I listen to a lot of things to help me, um, when I have my weekly meetings, be able to talk to them in a way that they can understand. And remember, now when people are talking, you have to repeat over and over and over like a song for them to hear what you're saying, to make sure that they know that the people that are coming in the store are paying their paycheck. So don't think when people are rude that they're rude for a reason. Everybody that was coming was dealing with death. Okay, so they're out of their normal personality. So when I'm sewing, sometimes I need a break. So guess what I did? I made bracelets in that break. Like I'll get my beads and I have them to the side, and you can buy like 15 yards of good nylon, like elastic. You can go to Michael's or you can go to Walmart or you can go to your craft store, because everybody has a little kit. Now, what I would recommend you do, if you're a grandparent out there, if you're a grandparent out there, I would highly recommend that you teach your kids how to make a bracelet, because they can learn how to be entrepreneurs even at 5 years old, how to make jewelry. And once you start wearing jewelry, you'll wear it all your life. Today, we have to become AI proof. We have to go back to working with our hands. So if you have grandkids that's there at the house and they don't have anything to do, pull them away from the phones and the TVs and the games that they're playing, and teach them how to make some jewelry. And the jewelry will sell. Now, when you make these bracelets, the trick to making these bracelets, okay? When you make these bracelets, if you there's a pattern that you can make with these bracelets, whether they're one and a big one, or a small one and a big one, or a small one. Well, when you do the elastic, can you tie the elastic? You tie the elastic 4 times. Excuse me. You tie the elastic 4 times, and the elastic should not be seen. So whenever to make a good bracelet. Now, this is a 3-minute crash course on how to make $20 in less than 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay. Now, if you want to do some discount bracelets, you can do them for $10. If you want to do some tiger eye bracelets, I recommend you sell them for $35. But to make a good bracelet, get you some good elastic. If the elastic doesn't seem like it's that good, you can double it. And then when you make the bracelet, make sure that when you tie it, it goes in the hole. When you make a really good bracelet, you never know when it start and where it finish. It's an infinity bracelet. That's why they call it a prayer bracelet. It's like it comes back around. You're going through bad, you're gonna come out. Comes back around. So they're prayer beads, prayer bracelets. Different cultures call them different things. Sometimes they call it balance. I need something to balance me. Um, I'm a person. I can't wear the those watches. The phone watches. I can't wear those because it mess up my creativity. I can't get pinged all the time. I can't have all that radiation and stuff. I know they say it's not gonna hurt you, but I have to be natural. I have to have something that's solid and balanced. And as you develop more, you'll realize you have to take that phone off to focus. Okay, because the deeper you get into your craft, you can't have any alerts. You can't have anybody jigging at you when they need to get you. Okay, when they need to get you is when you need to be gotten. If they need to get you, it's when you need to be gotten. Because when you're in that zone and you're trying to make that deadline, and you make that deadline, it's because you was focused. And so that deadline and that focus. Remember, I told you last week I got a $500 tip. That's because I was focused. I was focused. I was gonna make that deadline no matter what. But what I want to show you is some in the meantime money. This is in the meantime money. And I promise you, if you do this, get you a little small tray of beads, something that you like. And even if the mailman come to the door, he will buy a bracelet. If somebody is pushing, doing trash in the mall, it doesn't matter what it costs, they will buy a bracelet. It's like acceptance. And that's a golden nugget I want to share with you. I told you last week about it, but today I want to expound on it because say if you're making something that it takes a long time and you need a break, okay? You can make a bracelet watching TV. You can make a bracelet when you're just want to relax and you're trying to figure out what way you're going to make that happen. You can make 3 or 4 bracelets. I made like 20 bracelets last night just trying to wind down when I got home. I said, okay, I'm gonna make some bracelets. And then what I do when I make the bracelets, I make 4 of the same style. So that's like my goal. I make 4 of the same style. So I come in, scan them, put them in the system, and have it ready. And then all you got to do is say these were handmade bracelets. If you go and get precious stones, semi-precious stones, and you make the bracelet, the key to it though is tying it 3 or 4 times, making sure that the bracelet, if you're making it for a man, make sure the bracelet is a little bit bigger than your hand for a man. Make sure when you put the bracelet on, you don't see any spots. Like if you put the bracelet and you can see the elastic while you got it on, that means that the bracelet is too small. Okay, add more beads. If it's a slide bracelet like this, that means it could fit a man or a woman. Now, once you make the bracelet and you tie the bracelet off, get some glue and glue the bracelet. Glue where you tied it off, like tie it 4 times and glue it. Now, when you use the glue that they have there for the bracelets, put the bracelet on a piece of cardboard because the glue, you don't want to get it on your furniture. Okay, that's a secret to this. But when you put the glue on it, it glues the elastic together so that you can really stretch it and don't have to worry about it breaking. Okay. And so, like I said, if you need it twice as much, if you got a truck driver or somebody that's rugged, you might want to do 2 pieces of elastic, depending on the size of the hole. And when you tie it off, make sure that the tie is inside of the middle of one of the holes. That's when you know you have a really, really good, well-made bracelet. Okay, so that is a tip. If you make a bracelet, I promise you, if you see anybody alive, you can sell a bracelet to them and you can make an extra $100 a week easily. I sold 12 bracelets in 3 days just because people saw them on the counter. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's well, how much is it? $35. Bam, $35. Bam. Okay, $25. 24 to $25 is a good price if you get some nice stones, make it well, and present it, just on a nice little I got it a little round black velvet bars is how I have them displayed. But that's a good gas money. It's good if you got to go pick up some groceries, a little small buggy of groceries for $80. It's a good way to get some extra money. And most people, when they buy it, they pay cash. I mean, they got 25. I'm surprised they got. I didn't know people were carrying cash still, but I carry cash, but they carrying cash 25, 35, $45. They're buying it. And they're happy. And they're happy that they got something that's for them. And they'll wear it every single day. And they'll remember where they got it from. And they're gonna bring you another customer. How about that? I love it. I love it. I love it. You said you started one and didn't finish it. Okay, this is Luma. She said, I started one but didn't finish. Our son blessed us with a getaway weekend for the 4th. Oh, now it's back. Okay, great. So you back to work. Go get some little small gems and make some bracelets. And just say, I mean, okay, let's say this. If you make a bracelet, the cheapest you should sell it for is $10. Okay. So that means for those who sell it for $10, they got to sell 3.5 to catch up with those who sell it for $35. And those who sell it for $20, they got to sell 2 to catch up with those who sell it for $35. You got another extra $5. But you can sell them at all. You can sell them at all prices. Now, if you sell them at $10, that means that you probably got some inexpensive beads and maybe some inexpensive wood beads that you could let them sell for $10. But just remember this: you got to buy the elastic. That's $5. You got to buy the beads. The beads might cost you 10 or 15 or $20 because you want to get some nice beads and you want to get enough because you don't. Sometimes you want them all the same and sometimes you don't. So if you get the beads, if you get some nice beads and you get the elastic and the glue, you out of $25 easily. Okay. So you want to, I always try to say, can I make a bracelet with one sale to pay for my stock and the rest is pretty much profit? And you're doing this now as a sidebar because I know everybody got great skills in other areas. You're just doing this as like I sold to make a warm-up garment. Like if I'm gonna sew some heavy duty stuff, I'm gonna do some quick scarves or something. I'm gonna just do something to get me in the rhythm. And then I can think, because if I start sewing on something and it's very tense and it takes a lot of time and I'm stuck on that outfit for hours, I feel like I cheated myself because I didn't get anything done. Okay, so I do warm-up items. So what I'm saying is if you need a warm-up item, it's very trendy to do bracelets. And then guess what'll happen? When you do the bracelet, people are going to ask for earrings. And when they get the earrings, then they're going to say, can you make me a necklace? Like I had a bracelet on the counter up in front of me, in front of my sewing machine. I've got like five different necklaces that I'm working on. And a lady said, oh, I like this. And the necklace, I had it for $205. And she said, oh, I love this. I got to have it. I got to have it. So she said that last week. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's $205, right? And so she said, did you make my earrings? And I said, no, I didn't make your earrings. Well, I'm coming back tomorrow. I want to get the earrings and the necklace. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to make her the earrings. I'm going to make her the necklace. No, I already made the necklace, but I'm going to make her a bracelet. But it happened twice to me this week. So 2 necklaces I had, one for the 100 and one for 205, and both of them sold and they wanted earrings to match. And I just made that while I was trying to get myself together mentally to get on my workhorse sewing machine. So I want to share you some things that can make some extra income while you're in your zone. Whether you're doing art, you're doing quilts, you're painting lampshades, whatever you're doing, we have to keep the creative juices going. Okay. Now, what would you do with that money? Guess what? Guess what you would do with that money? If you made an extra $500 this week, it's possible. If you made an extra $500 this week and you have items or you have a showroom or you have a small place, or even if you just have your phone, buy some things that you can enhance. Meaning that everything that you sell, you don't physically have to make every single thing yourself. Buy some things that you can enhance so that you can make some quick cash while you are making some things that people want you to make. And I'm going to tell you the why. Because some people, when they meet you, they want to buy something from you right then. Okay? They got to buy something from you right then. And if you got to make it, they feel like, oh man, I want it right now. So don't let them down. Okay? Even if you have to prep it and sell it to them, don't let them down because it's not completely ready. You want to make sure that when you got that client in front of you, that you can satisfy that hunger. That hunger is that you got the food that's going to give them life and they want to have it right now. It's like a hungry bear. They don't care what they eat. They'll eat live, they'll eat dead, they'll eat plants. They just need to fill their stomach up to hibernate. Okay. So that's how your customers will become. They're going to become, you're going to be what they need. You're going to be so surprised that you are going to satisfy your clients immensely. I mean, beyond your imagination, they're going to say, I've been wanting to see you. I had a lady come in today. I didn't know her. She was very feisty. She was like, she'll ask me a question, and before I can answer, she'll ask me another question. And then I get that, and then she asks me another question. And then she want this dress. Okay, I'll put a zipper in it. So I take the dress down. The dress is on sale for $250. That's why you don't see all these empty racks. The dresses around me are always $250. So I take the dress down and I'm getting ready to put a zipper. I always have every color zipper in the world ready to go in all sizes, right? So I go down, I grab some zippers. I'm telling you, I be doing it, y'all. I get the right color zipper. She got a brown dress. I pull out the brown zipper. I said, ma'am, you having a hard time with that dress? Let me cut it in the back. Let me put that zipper in. I have it for you in 5 minutes. Oh, no, you can't do that. Yes, I can. You want the dress? You got a $250? Yes, I do. Yes, I can. So I put the zipper in. She asked me something else. And then she starts telling me, I'm excited because I've been watching you for months. I'm from the islands and I've been Googling you and I'm excited that it looks just like the store or even better. And I need these dresses and I want it now and I'm going to take it with me. And I'm like, oh my God. So you never know who's watching you, right? But what happens is when you do your startup stuff and then you do some little bracelets to kind of calm you down or get you ready. When you get that impatient client, it takes you no time. And what I did, okay, I'm going to show you what I did. See like this top right here? I sell these little tops like this, okay? Now these tops go over your head, right? Now look at this top. This was made in Ghana. Now who got a head this little? Look at this. Look at this. This is, unless you don't have any hair, this is very hard. Now people in Africa, they have smaller bodies, smaller frames, and they usually don't wear a lot of hair. So it's difficult. So when I order stuff in from Africa and it comes like this, really nice like this, and they'll say, "Oh, I can't get in it. I know it's my size. I can't get in it." So I say, "Okay." Now our kids are small, so kids now can sometimes wear adult clothes, right? But if it's an adult, that's this size. This can fit maybe a 10, 12. So what I do when they want the garment, when they come in the store, they want the garment, they gotta have it. And twice this happened today. I will take the garment like this. This is the back of the garment. I will take the garment. I will fold the garment in half. I'll press this real quick. Then I'll open this up. I will take this garment like this. Just like this, okay? And with this fabric here, I will just take my hands and I will make my seam just like this because this is a cotton fabric. It has a starch on it. So then I will take this garment and I will cut this just like this. Then I will tell the customer, try it on. They try the dress on, or try the top on. If it's a dress or a top, then I'll come and get the right color zipper. And when they try it on, I would pin it like this real quick, and I'll make the darts to make it fit them. Okay. So what I'm saying is that once you start getting your skill set and you start getting your rhythm, there's nothing can stop you from making $250 in less than, I'm gonna say 20 minutes. But you can do it in 10 minutes. You sew that zipper down like that. Now, if you don't want that zipper to be seen, or if you want to overlay it and cover it like this, you can cover it like that. But that it comes with practice. It comes with focus. And when you can do it from the ironing board and you can press that seam, but if you don't have an ironing board, say you are doing a show and you got a small survival kit. Say you were doing a convention, you got a small survival kit, and you need to make that money. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when you go on a road trip and you need to make some money, by the time you get there, you probably don't spend a couple $1,000s or more. That's airline travel, hotel. I mean, everything come at with you, come with you. It comes at you. Okay, so your main thing is to make sure you get your expenses back and make a profit. So in order to do that, and you carry your sewing machine, you got to have a survival kit, which means basic things: thread, needle, zippers, elastic, whatever you need to get it done. That is a way to get paid and get tipped and get it done quick. And when you do that, you are on the ball, and everybody at that convention will know you. They will know you by name. They will know you, and they will know you can do great work, and you can get it to them right then. Now, you have to sacrifice some sleep. And when you sleep, sleep good. Okay? When you sleep, sleep good, sleep sound, get you some good rest, and sleep good. Because when you do a great convention, you might have 3 days. And you're going to have to take everything you got to get those items done, and you got to feel good about it. You can't be, oh, y'all about to wear me out. No, no, no. You say that for later. You take that to the bank and you get your money. But you can do the same thing at home, because say you're not going to do conventions. Say you're going to work at home, and say you got 5 projects to do. Like I got 6 projects to get done tomorrow. Okay. And they range from somebody who wants me to make some kente cloth earrings, to somebody who want a party dress, to somebody who wants to wear something to church. I mean, all those different things coming at me tomorrow. But what I do is I do the difficult thing first, or I get it prepped first. The easy stuff I start, because I have one lady that's coming in. She's severely obese, some kind of genetic disorder, and she wears like a 28-30 dress, and she's in a mobile wheelchair. So I got to make sure that she looks nice in the wheelchair. I got to make sure that she has room in the dress, but I don't want it to look like a sack. I want it to look like she is loved. Okay. So she is not fussy. She's appreciative, but she's not fussy, but she's impatient. Okay. So I got to make sure I can handle all the different energies coming at me tomorrow. And I got to make sure my staff is ready. So what I'm saying is, if you're doing shows or you're getting different clients in, don't feel like everything got to be perfect. Like, some people will come at you and they'll say, I see you busy. I can get mine tomorrow. Like, I've had one lady, she said she done came in here 3 times. She done bought 3 dresses. They all need to be altered. And she said, Evelyn, I'm glad people are coming to you this week. I'll get mine tomorrow. And if it's not tomorrow, I'll wear it next week. And then another lady came, I'll wear mine later. Let someone else have a chance to get into one of your garments. Okay. And so what I'm saying is, when you have your racks ready, ladies and gentlemen, when you have your garments ready, your garments that are prepped, you're ready. You're prepping yourself for success and a big paycheck. Because when people spend, they spend good. Now, even though this is what they consider income tax time, look, don't listen to that noise. When people want to buy, they're going to buy whenever they see what they like, and they will move stuff around and pay for it. Don't ever feel like I'm making money because it's income tax. I'm making money because it's Christmas. I'm making money because it's graduation. You will make money because of those times, right? But the way you make money is to be prepared, and people will buy things that they didn't expect to purchase, like your bracelets. When you make something, would you like a prayer bracelet? Would you like a I love me bracelet? Would you like a birthday bracelet? I just sold a man a broom. I'm serious. I had a broom. I made those 3 dashikis for the people in his wedding, and I decorate these brooms. They jump the broom, and he said, "Oh, I see this broom over here." It happened just to be laying on the wall. I didn't. I mean, I'm making it, but they normally are down in the fabric store, and it happened to be in the main store. And it's like, "Oh, I'll take that too." So everything you have it visible. Okay, everything you have it visible. Now I'm gonna move on because I got to get a lot of stuff covered. When you are selling your items, I want everybody to sell an item this week. Finish and unfinished. Okay? I want you to have a garment made or have a garment prepped on a hanger. And I want you to show it to a client unfinished. This is what I'm making right now. I'm making it in 4 colors. Would you like to pre-order? Oh, what size is it? Well, it could be whatever size you like. Okay, I'll take one. And I want you to pre-sell it and pay for it and then get paid in full. Okay? Because when you make that one, you're going to go ahead and start making the second one and the third one. I want you to start getting used to selling. Selling. That means ask and you shall what? Receive. I want you to get you some business cards. If you haven't got you in the business cards, I want you to go to vistaprint.com. VISTA print.com. Okay, write that down. I'm going to say it again. If you don't have any business cards, I want you to order you some business cards, at least 100. I would recommend 500. And when you do your business cards, make sure you have an email address and a phone number. And on that phone number, say text. So you won't think it's spam. All right. So order your business cards. The front side of your card is going to be your business information. The back side of your card is going to be one of your favorite outfits that you make, or favorite hats, or favorite scarf. So when you send that business card to that client, or you pass out that business card, it's a double-sided card. And the reason I want it to be a double-sided card, because I don't want you to have a card and somebody writing somebody else's phone number on the back of it. I want them to look at what else you have to offer. Okay? So this is the homework. Vistaprint.com. Everybody listening to me should have at least 500 business cards. And on the business card, on the back of it, you have an item that you make. Now, every time you reorder your business cards, when you buy those cards, they're going to send you a coupon with it for the next order. When you buy those business cards, then when you reorder, they're going to give you a discount, right? Now, you got 500 business cards, and you're thinking, I only need maybe 20. Okay. When you got those business cards, I want you to get a tag gun, and I want you to hang your business card on the item that you're selling. I want you to tag it with your item. So if you're in a fast sale and they're saying, oh, you got a card? Guess what? The card is on the item. If you're selling pillows, push that tag gun in there and have your business card on that pillow. All right? Because you want to get that residual income. Somebody said, oh man, I don't know her name, but here's a card. Now, if you have one card, say this, if you have one card, you're down to your last 5 cards, right? Somebody asks you for a card. Ask them to take a picture of your card. Ask them, would they please take a picture of your card because you're running low And what'll happen is every time they strolling through their film, their photos, they're gonna see your card. And then you can ask them, if you like what I did for you, will you share it? Will you share my card? And 95% of the clients will share your card. So what we're doing tonight, when I said you already got what you need, it's right there. You're overlooking what you got. You want to make sure that when you give your information that you're passing it forward so that people will buy from you all year. Now, lastly, when you order the cards, I want you to order a loyalty card. A loyalty card is just like when you go to your favorite restaurant, and if you buy 5 or 10 items, you get a free meal. Okay. So, what I do with my loyalty cards, I average up the price that they buy 6 visits. The 7th visit, I'll average it up and I give that back to them that they can shop at any of the stores. I want you to build a loyalty program. So people that buy, say you're doing the bonnet hats, right? I was wearing that when we was snowing in up here, and I made them reversible. Well, you got some people, they live by their bonnet hats, right? So if you say you buy 6 bonnet hats, I'll give you the 7th one free. Or if you buy 5 bonnet hats, I'll give you the 6th one half price. I want you to start creating a sale ongoing that you can make money. They'll say, hey, I done bought 6. Where's my free one? Guess what? They will buy from you all the time. That's a customer you already have. That's money in the bank. Guess what? They will put you in their budget. Just like people get their hair and nails done. They'll say, oh, wait a minute. I got her in my budget right now. I gotta get this done. Right? So I want to make sure that when you are building your wealth, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you build your wealth beyond measure. And I'm going to do it, whether you like it or not. You can't stop me. You're going to build some wealth with me. You keep watching me, you're going to build some wealth. I'm going to spark a nerve in you that said, oh, she got to get off my back. I want you to start learning how to make some hats on your own. Make your own flavor hat. Get a paintbrush. Put something on some fabric. Look, put some on a jacket. If I don't care if it's a chick, I don't care if it's a stick man, a stick woman. If your letter is say your letter is a B. Say your name start with a B, right? You can just do some designs. The letter B, the letter A, the letter E. Okay, you can make your own design and it's fresh. Nobody has it. Creativity is at its best right now because everybody is looking at AI. Everybody is looking at artificial intelligence. I had some seniors come in and they said, Miss Evelyn, can you make this? And I said, let me see. And I said, that's AI. And I said, let me research that. I said, okay, that's from China. I said, look at the hands. Oh my God. Guess what they did? I'm not going there. I'm going to go over here and find some off your rack. And I helped them. So what I'm saying to you, everybody listening to me tonight, what I'm saying to you is that this is the time to have a business. This is the time to give customer service. This is the time to build your network of people that trust you and you can trust them that when you're making something for them, they're going to pay you well. And they want to know, they want attention. They want the touch, the feel, the emotions. They want to like mostly when women shop in twos. It's rarely that you see a woman by themselves shopping unless they are basically taking care of a loved one or they taking care of their grandkids or the kids are out in school. They got a quick minute to do some things. But when friends shop, most of the time they shop in twos. Most of the time you make your sales in twos. So that's why you got to have you got to have extra inventory. But they like the fact that I went and I bought something with my friend today. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel like a moment in time. Okay. But when you just buy online, You're worried. You don't know if it's going to fit. You don't know if it's going to be the right size, the right color. Does it look the same way? So when you're making something tangible, you want to make sure that you go that extra mile with that client, because that'll keep them off of AI shopping, because AI can make anything look great until you get it. When you go to the store and you pick up a pillow, you can feel that pillow. You can squeeze that pillow. You're buying a spread. You can zip it out. You can feel that fabric in there. A real shopper want to touch and feel and even smell. If you buy something and you open it and the dye on this cloth is really loud, like say if you buy towels, you want to feel the towel. You want to read the thread count. You want to see what it's made of. So this channel is to inspire you to do and make what you like. Like if you like really good pillows that you can put between your legs and you can just get some sleep. Non-allergenic. You want to make sure non-allergenic towels, and those are the kind of things that you gotta make. I shouldn't say you gotta make. I gotta be careful around what. Those are the kind of things you should make, because it's lasting impressions. It's lasting impressions with your clients. And know what? When you do these things, your clients will bring the person that got the money to you, whether you have a store or don't have a store, whether they can talk to you on FaceTime, whether they can talk to you and not see you and ask you, can you make the same thing for me in a different color? You know, what I'm really sharing with you tonight is there's no shortage of money. Say this. Type to me right now. There is no shortage of money. There is no shortage of money. So whatever you put out there, there is somebody that can buy it. There's no shortage of money. Don't get caught up with the friends that's not supporting you, or the friend. In other words, don't try to sell to people you know. When I say people you know, I'm asking you first to say, send a picture to somebody you know to buy something. Yes. But also, when you put it out there and you have it and you share it on your social media, or you share it on your websites, or you share it on a flyer somewhere, you can post a flyer with what you make or what you have. If you put an ad in the paper, if you run an ad on the radio, when you put it out there, they're going to come. I promise you, when you put it out there and you're consistent and you're consistent and you're consistent, your clientele is going to come. Just don't sell out. I had a person in the mall last week. They sold out 3 times on Valentine's Day. How do you do that? You weren't prepared. You didn't trust yourself. Oh, ye a little faith. Oh, ye a little faith. Look, think of it. They're coming to get you. They're coming for you. They're coming to get you. They're coming to seek, and you help them fulfill their needs. I had a young man come in. He was from Brazil. I've been watching you. He watching me from 2 hours away and say, I need you to help me with my wedding. I'm bringing my wife. Okay, what do you need? I need you to dress this suit up. I need you to do something for her. Okay? So when you put it in the universe, remember this. And I'm gonna be really honest with you. If you take notes to these videos that I'm putting out from my heart, there is no price that you can charge and they will say no. I mean, just say, for those who are afraid to ask for the sale, for those who are afraid of how to price, right? If you put your price on it, like what I say, well, I'm gonna say this and take it lightly. Don't take it seriously. I'm gonna say, just say, I'm gonna just charge you $100. I'm gonna charge you $100 and see if that'll run your way. Okay. I told him this. I had an 8 all day. I says, look, if you need me to do anything to that jacket, it's gonna be $100. And that was a runaway price. Like you gotta be serious if you want me to do something. Now, the fabric that he wants to put on that jacket might be, it won't take a yard. It might take a quarter of a yard. The fabric is $16.95. So, that's probably $4 worth of fabric. All right. Or $5 worth of fabric. Um, and it might take me an hour. So that's say if I charged $100 an hour and the fabric was $5, I'm spending $5 to make $100 for that hour. And then he's gonna have to drive 2 hours back to get to it. And he's gonna have to pay tolls to get to me. He done paid tolls to get to me. He got to pay tolls to get back home. He got to pay tolls to come back to me and pay tolls to get back home. So what I'm saying is when I say there's no shortage of money, when people see and hear the value that you bring to them, there's no shortage of money. I could have charged him $200. Okay. I could have charged him $250. Okay. It's for his wedding. He's getting married in Brazil. How much money is that going to cost? Whatever it take me to do it, but I'm not going to overcharge. I'm just going to have what I call it it's just a price, just a basic price. If somebody wants you for what you can do, you have to have a basic price. Like, what is a basic price? Say you have a light bill and it's at a home that you don't use, and just to keep the service up, they say you got a baseline of $30 for us just to keep you on the system. Or they may say, like I have a home in Atlanta and they have a base price of $50 for the light bill. If I don't go there for months, it's going to be $50. Okay. So if somebody have you to sit up to your sewing machine, you can have a base price. A base price, no matter what I do. I mean, when I say this, let me make sure I'm telling you right. If you're making a pair of pants or you hemming a pair of pants, you can say my base price is $10 or my base price is $20. So like if it's a child, I might say $10. If it's an adult, I might say $15 or $20. It's not going to take no more than 5 to 8 minutes to make $20 or $10. Okay. So you're making $1 a minute, or you're making $2 a minute. Okay. So have a base price, have a generic base price on what you charge. If it's something I got to think about and line it up, and then, because let me back down. When you make something for somebody and they physically in front of you, it's going to be some talking time. So when you're talking to them, you have to get paid for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, even if something that's real simple and the person talk a long time and you can't say, well, okay, I'm sorry, I got to get back to this. You may have to sit and listen to them for a few minutes before you start saying, I got to get to something else. So you have to have your price to include that consultation. So you won't feel like, oh man, I spent an hour with them and only made $20. It's okay to make $20 an hour. But it's better to make $100 an hour when you got a lot of stuff to do, and you can spend more time with them because they took your time to make sure it's okay, right? Because if you buy something from a department store, you pick it up, you look at it for a few minutes, and you go. But if you buy it from somebody who handmade it and you're in front of them, you're going to take 4 to 5 to 10 times longer than you would in a store with no service. It sounds weird, right? Well, the weirdness is if you don't charge for your time. So you got to have your consultation time in there. And I always do this. Like if you use a lot of pens, those nice big yellow pens I like to use, the big yellow heads on them, always slip in a little $8 or $10 or $12 for a new box of pens. And always slip in a little price in there when you press it out. That's how I get to that $100, because I'm going to make sure it's pressed. I'll make sure it's packaged. I'll make sure that I got extra pens in case I got to use all those pens to get something else done and something else done. So I don't want you to underprice when you're doing custom work, because if you underprice when you get custom work, what they say, are you going to have is bony fingers? I don't want you to have no bony fingers. I want you to have well blown up, healthy fingers that make you feel good. You're going to feel good. They're going to feel good. And believe it or not, when people pay more for something, They value it. Think about yourself. You ever bought a really nice, well-made handbag? Okay, Dr. Kiva in New York making those beautiful handbags. Do you know what it takes to make a nice handbag? The hardware, the picking out the great leather that when you move it and touch it, it won't smear, the wear and tear, the studs. So when you buy a really good handbag and you spend two, three, four, $500 for that handbag, you feel good because you like, I got me a real bag that can handle me, and you feel good about it. So what we have to do is when you're making something, and you guys and girls are making some wonderful things. I mean, you putting some love in it. And when you sell these items, they have to have your value. They have to say, this was well made for me. And then remember, when you get those customers that are paying you great prices for your items, what meaning the price that you charge. I'm not asking you to overcharge. I'm asking you to charge a price that you can have a savings and you can build your company, right? But when you get those customers and they're buying from you dearly, be kind and give them a free item or a deep discount on their next purchase. So what I'm saying is, don't let it always when somebody buys something from you, especially if they done bought at least 4 or 5 times. Offer them something that you know they would like, and and give it to them. You know what I mean? That's that loyalty card. You've bought so much for me. Can I bless you with another jacket? Or can I bless you with another pillow? Or can I bless you with some earrings? And these are things that you make. Okay. And what happens is, say you have a bad week, you have a bad month, you're having some personal issues. When you do that to that client, I don't care who talks about you, they will not let it stand. I don't know, man, my stuff, she was late on my stuff. Oh, I don't know what's going on with her right now. Okay? What happens is life happens. And when you're loyal to your clients and your clients do well with you and they buy from you and you give them a free gift after they purchased for so many times, life happens to you, life happens to them. And when it happens, you need a friend. You need a friend to uphold your name. You need a friend to uphold your standards and say, you know what? She's the only one sewing. She had some problems. She had a death in the family. She had to go take care of a loved one, but she will be back and she will answer the phone. I called her 5 times and she didn't answer the phone. Did you text her? Give her 24 hours. Give her 48 hours. She'll answer the phone. So, in other words, pay forward to get those blessings. Pay forward so that when you need favor, favor is already there. So when that person finally get to you and they see you been busy, guess what they're gonna do? Instead of them ordering one item, they're gonna order 4 items. I gotta get mine now because I know you're busy. I gotta get this over here because I know you're busy. Okay. And then you love on that client and you get that stuff done and you make it well. And then you offer them your new items, which is your bracelets. Or you offer them let me show you the necklaces that I'm making. So what I'm doing tonight is I'm expanding your gifts. Okay, I'm expanding your gifts. I'm asking you to share it with your loved ones. Share it with your children or your grandchildren. I don't care what age they is. You can have a 25-year-old granddaughter or a 20-year-old daughter or a 30-year-old daughter and say, hey, come over here and help me make this jewelry. And what you actually doing is you're showing people how to go back to their gift, how to make some extra income, or you're showing them how to help you build your inventory. Now, this is the last topic for the night, and I'm going to talk about those who have asked me that have sewing schools or teach sewing. Some are asking me, how much should I charge? How should I sell the packages? you know, they're asking me all these questions about how to set up a sewing class or a sewing school. Um, and that each one is different. Okay. Now, this is what I would suggest if you're going to be teaching somebody how to sew. Sorry about that. If you're going to teach somebody how to sew, I would suggest you train them how to sew for you to help you with sewing. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, but if you got some students, I don't care what the age is, and you want to teach them how to sew, and you're on this boot camp journey, and you're learning how to maximize your income. Personally, sewing, teaching someone how to sew is awesome, right? It takes a lot of time because everybody's on a different level. Some of them have never sewn anything, right? But when you teach somebody how to sew, you're not going to really make a lot of money. You're going to have the enjoyment of teaching them how to sew. Most of the people that sew or teach sewing for different schools and stuff, they are supplemented by the government or by the state. They have a class to teach people how to sew. So when you're teaching people how to sew, I don't care if you make $200 a week per student. Just say, why don't we say if you teach somebody how to sew, think of it as the same price as if you were running a daycare. How much would you charge to take care of a child all day? Okay. First of all, if you teach somebody to sew, they need at least 2 to 4 hours how to sew. And they need hands-on. So I would recommend if you're going to teach somebody how to sew, teach them how to sew a straight line and build your inventory up with it. And then give them a homework assignment to sew at home, because it's not enough time to really teach somebody how to sew. It takes time. But at the same time, if you teach somebody how to sew and say you're making scarves or you're making lap napkins, you first want to teach them how to sew a straight line. You want to teach them how to backstitch, cut the fabric, teach them how to trim, and you want to teach them how to do sewing with speed, but with accuracy, right? So if you was teaching them how to sew, why not start your own mini factory where you're getting your work done at the same time you're teaching them how to sew. And when you teach them how to sew, you can teach them how to press. Okay? So when you start doing your own thing to make your millions, that's what I said, your millions, your hundreds, your thousands, your tens of thousands, your hundreds. Because listen, when you build this up with this boot camp, you're going to need some help. And you might as well start with the people that you're teaching. You can say, okay, now you want to make a dress, get your pattern, find out what you want, and I'm going to show you how to make it. But that first 3 or 4 weeks that you have them, you build your inventory up. And that's how you get you some inventory made and it's ready to go. And they're learning how to sew. And so it's a double-edged sword. They're learning how to sew. They're in your presence for hours. And then you need to get some work done. I just feel like that's only fair. Because if you're going to do a class, a curriculum, and say you got everything planned out and life happens to your students, and your students cannot make it to class that night, and you got all this work you could be doing over here, because you know what? If you pay $200 a week to have a child care in a daycare center, you would make way more money than that in a week if you started sewing. You know, you can make as much money as you want. You can have pre-sold items before you even start to have them made, right? So if you're gonna be one of my boot camp clients, friends, tribe, then if you're teaching how to sew, build it up. So your first 2 or 3 weeks, you're teaching them how to sew and prep your items. So like, say if they sold something like this, and you're making, just like a tube, like you just sewing a tube, and you're gonna put some stuff in it. If you're gonna make them necklaces, they making fabric necklaces now, where you put the stuffing in the necklace, and you wearing the necklace with the little cotton in the necklace, and you make rounds of those. Well, if you had a student and you had small pieces of fabric like this, and you was just sewing straight lines, and then you had them to pull it in and out, and then you made this necklace jewelry, or you made fabric earrings, right? When you teach them how to sew, they're learning. It may be nothing they want to do, but they got to learn how to sew, right? So why not teach them how to sew to get your inventory made? They feel good, you feel good, and then at the last minute of the class, I shouldn't say last minute, last 30 minutes of the class, if they need to know how to cut out a pattern, if they need to know how to put elastic in a skirt, you know, and I would suggest to you, if you have them doing elastic in a skirt, the way I put my elastic in a skirt, I fold it down, I put the elastic in the middle, and when I sew the hem down like this, I sew the elastic in at the same time. And when I get to the end, I pull it out. I don't sew my line down and then I go thread the elastic. I take the elastic, I take the elastic like this, and I sew the elastic down just like this, all the way around the pants or the skirt. And then when I finish it, I pull the elastic together. And I did this in one step. I did it in one step. I didn't do it in two steps. I did it in one step. And then I have it prepped for the person to try on. And one thing about elastic, you can sew elastic together and still use it. You can if you got like this much left, you can sew it to another piece, sew it real good, darn it real good, and you can still use that elastic for all sizes of people. So when you're teaching your sewing classes, teach them so that they are helping you get ahead. So when you're waiting on your next class to start, you got a stack of stuff that your students already made, and you can prep it, iron it, teach them how to do that. And now you got 10 scarves made instead of one scarf made. Okay. I said it was the last, but I'm always wrong. Somebody asked me, should they do their own boot camp? Since they learn how to do the boot camp, and those people who are already getting coaching and stuff. My answer is you could do basically whatever you want to do. First of all, I strongly would suggest now stay with the course for a year, because when you're in the boot camp, you're going to see everything happens in your life. All right. And when you try to do a boot camp and you're in this boot camp with me right now, you made time. You done made the sacrifice. So I would say, in other words, what I'm saying is, if you're taking a class, let's say hairstyling, if you're learning how to put perm in a person's hair and you're just starting, or you've been with it for 2 or 3 months, would you start teaching people how to do that? Or would you finish the course and see everything that could happen? Like perhaps when you did the first hairstyle, it was nice, and you did the second hairstyle and the person had weak hair, and you put the rinse on it too long and all the hair came out. Okay. Everybody got a different texture of hair. Everybody got a different skill set of learning. So I would suggest learn as much as you can with me for a year. Okay. We got over 800 videos out there. Some of you are consistent every night. Before you start teaching your own class, make sure you've been in the trenches with me long enough. Because when you put yourself out there, we don't want to lose anybody with this skill set and this inspiration. We want, when you share this information and you come on this channel, you're actually saving a life, because homeless is real. People are sleeping on benches every day. I don't care how nice the city is. And it's because they haven't been taught how to use their own hands. They haven't been taught how to prevent poverty. So I don't want anyone under the sound of my voice that's learning skill sets. And you may all be very comfortable. You know, you may be in a nice house, nice car, got a sewing room. Remember how we said last week, one of our members lost a whole sewing room, you know, and now I'm waiting to hear from her to see how we can help some more. What can we do to help her through this storm? So basically, what I'm saying is learn the skill set, keep learning the skill set, pull somebody up, whether it's a child, a grandchild, or one of your students. Some of you already have students and you're already teaching someone. See how you can get those students to help you. Because a real student gonna do their homework at home. You know how you go to a class, a college course, and you get all the ideas from the professor, and when you go home, you gotta do your homework. Well, they're gonna really know how to sew and learn pressure when they're at home. When they come back to you, they're learning technique. But their real skill set and their pressure, think about it like this. When you're sewing in a controlled environment, you only got to do that for 2 hours, and everything in your classroom is made comfortable for your students. But the real test is when you get home and Junior is running around crazy and the husband wants something to eat, or somebody didn't pay the light bill. I'm just saying life happens. So when your students get home, that's when they have to test it, because every household need a sewing machine right now. Every household need to know how to do repairs. Every household need to know how to prepare jewelry. And everybody don't have money to buy expensive gold. You can buy precious gems, precious stones. You can buy fashionable jewelry and wear it with different garments. And so what we're learning tonight is everything we need, we already have. We just can't see it. Everything that you can do, you go into Walmart, you see the burlap, you say, oh, that must be for something for Christmas, or that must be for an outdoor something. You take that burlap, you put that lining in that jacket, you put your own little personal touches, throw a paintbrush on it. That's $250, and that's probably at the most $10 worth of material. Burlap you get like 3 or 4 to 5 yards at Walmart for maybe $5. They all practically give it away. They have something with glitter in it. They got different colors. I mean, you can do almost anything, you all, if you just look and broaden your eyes and see. Because what happens is when you're looking at the economy, you're thinking, oh man, nobody have money. No, there's a lot of people that have a whole lot of money and they're willing to spend it on something that they feel that's valuable. Do not think there is a shortage of money. Do not think that what's in your pocket is the same amount of money in somebody else's pocket. Okay? Do not think that people won't get new credit cards or get their limit raised, or they want to buy something and go somewhere that's nice and they want to look at something wear something that's nice, or wear it, buy it, jewelry it up, put it on, make a hat, whatever. If you become more resourceful and you spread and open your gifts, that's money. Look at my fingers. Jewelry on this, pillows on that, jackets on that, bracelets on this. In other words, you have 10 fingers and you can create 10 multiple streams of income daily. You'll have multiple streams of income daily just because you tried something new, just because you thought outside the box, just because we got on the same mindset. Okay? So, what I'm here tonight, what you need, you already have. Think outside the box. It's right in front of you. Sometimes you can't see for looking. You cannot see for looking because it's right there. If you see an old broken necklace, take that necklace and make something new out of it. Make those earrings. Get those earring cards. And take that money, save it, get some coaching, and take that money when you get from coaching and you tenfold it and you 20-fold it. Because some people will come to you with a fistful of hundreds. Listen to me real closely. Some people will come to you with a fist full of hundreds. That means $100 bills. And they want to know, do you have enough money to take all of my $100 bills? Think about that. That has happened to me so many times, I can't tell you. I have had so many people come and they said, see this envelope right here? I have an envelope. See this envelope? They open the envelope up. I got 15 $100 bills, $1,000 bills, $700 bills. I've never had anyone to come less than $700 bills. Okay. Your client's going to start coming to you and they're going to come with you with cash. And they're going to have the cash all for you. And if you don't have enough inventory to take the cash, guess what they're going to do? They're going to take the cash to somebody else. All right? So when you do your gift, now this comes when you got multiple streams of things to buy that they're willing to pay you for. So if you're making dresses, don't just have dresses, scarves, have, I'm looking for my other phones, y'all. I made an outfit for a lady, a friend of mine. Let me see if it's dead. My phone is dead. Maybe I can praise it up for a little bit. But I made an outfit for a friend of mine. I hadn't seen her in years, and she came to Florida. And what I did was I blessed her with a skirt and a blouse, a skirt and a shawl, right? And what I did was I said, you helped me so much when I was young in my career. I was traveling all abroad, and you told me, don't make it too African, throw some accents on it. And I said, okay. So she was in town. The weather was really bad. I said, can I send you a gift? Because you helped me with my career. Now she's retired. She's in Atlanta. And so I sent her this dress, this skirt, a denim skirt with a mud cloth at the bottom and a shawl. And today she sent me a picture and she just said, you made my whole thought about helping people different. Because you didn't have to do this, and you sent me, I sent her like a $200 outfit just as a thank you. And she put it on, and she had it on, and she sent me this beautiful picture of it. And if my phone charges up enough, I'll show it to you. But what I'm saying is that when you make multiple streams of different things that you can sell and get multiple streams of income coming at you, and the person has come to bring you all those $100 bills, you will not get. The person that came last month with the $100 bills, she had $1,000 and I took $800 of the $1,000, $800 of the $1,000. So that was $200 more that I didn't connect all the dots of what else she might like. Okay. But I got 8 out of 10. So what I'm saying to you is that when people come with that money, they came to just give it to you. And when they come to give it to you and you already been doing your homework, then you can get all of it. Because she told me after she paid me, she said, I came here with $1,000 cash. And she just started. Usually when people buy, they pay with a card, right? She said, I came with you, but I was gonna give you all the 1,000. And I'm gonna give you 800. And she bought a miniature wardrobe for her Black History Month clothing. Now I gave some discounts because she was buying a lot of things. If I wouldn't have gave the discounts, I probably would have got all of the 1,000. But that's not the right way to go. When somebody is buying multiple items, you can give them a discount because we also offer military discounts all year. Okay, so that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you are building your inventory, and when you sell out, because you will sell out, you can restock it quickly. Okay, so when you sell out, restock it quickly, build your inventory, get multiple streams of income, take great pictures with your products, make sure your hand is on your item. When you're selling your item, make sure your hand is on it. Because if your hand is on it, it shows that you are authentic. Okay, don't try to be perfect, that your makeup got to be perfect, your lipstick got to be perfect. Make sure that when you do this, that you can make it work for you and you get repeat business. Now I'm going to answer some questions. Okay, this is Sweet Pearl Creations. I've been asked to make the 3 comfort sets for someone that's setting up a living quarters for veterans, but I'm not sure if I want to. I guess you're saying I'm not sure if I want to. Okay, okay, Sweet Pearl Creation. You're not sure if you want. Now, I would say sometimes you don't know if you want to do it. If you have the time to do it and you can get a good price and you can learn how to do it or learn what they want, um, what I would say is when you're dealing with the veterans, usually you get a good amount of return customers. Okay. So if it's something that you're doing and it's going to be something that you question, should you do it? Shouldn't you do it? Then I would say, like, make how you have a filing cabinet. This week I'll work on this. And then the other weeks you work on other things. So, in other words, what I'm saying is don't cut off the cash flow. You know how you have like Bible study on Thursday nights or Wednesday nights, right? This is our Bible study, right? This is my time to be with Evelyn to see what bells she can ring, right? So when you got that time for me and I got that time for you, I might be a little late because my store closed at 7. They got out of here tonight at 8:35. Okay. But if I got my mind on you all on Thursday nights, I'm gonna be here because I feel it goes both ways. You help me and I help you. So I wouldn't say don't do it. I can't read all of the message that you're saying, but Sweet Pearls Creations, if the spirit and the energy of the veterans want you to do something for them, give them a fair price and set your schedule up so you can do that. I wouldn't say no unless you just don't have time. I would say set it up to do it. Okay. Okay, this is Miriam. Masterpieces. She said, I'm building my inventory. Now, for y'all that don't know Miriam, Miriam is a hell of a woman. Miriam, she takes everything. She sent me pictures of her progress. She puts it in. I mean, when I say 100%, she put 100%, 110%. So when somebody comes for her, she's making it, she's finishing it, she's delivering it, but she got to remember to get paid first. Miriam mail it out, but she know the people, right? And she getting paid. So when Miriam says she's building up her inventory, because I'm saying I got items right now on my site, I can replenish them. I got to stop and say the inventory has been upgraded. It's restocked now. It's restocked now. So yes, build your inventory up so you can make plenty of money. Let's see here. This is Damalia. She says painting drop cloth, 100% cotton makes great shopping totes with treasure cloth trimming. Okay. Okay. So painting drop cloths. You hear what she's saying? She's saying the drop cloths that you can buy for the painters make great bags, but you can go one step. I think most of those white or like off white. You can actually dye those cloths too, and make great things out of it. Daughters of Zion, you are very motivating. Thank you. Miriam again saying, I love that multiple streams of income because you got pillows. I've been telling you to make some hats and make some bracelets, make some jewelry. Okay. So, and now if you're sewing, get the students to help you make some items. We gotta have, look, we can't leave no stones uncovered. If you got a 7-year-old that's learning how to sew, take a piece of cloth, fold it in half, and sew a straight line and make a scarf. And that scarf can be a graduation scarf. You can have a student on a small miniature sewing machine that you can teach how to sew and help you build your inventory. And then that student will upgrade. If you got a young child, that child can learn how to sew instead of learning how to be on a iPhone or something that's making them, like keeping their mind off of something. If you got kids in the back seat of your car, you can give them a little tray with their seatbelt on and show them how to thread jewelry and bracelets. See, we're not teaching our youth how to be motivated to make anything. We're just trying to keep them entertaining. We're trying to keep them entertained so they're not bothering us. But we can teach them how to make a living in their spare time. So I'm asking you to do that. Okay, Sweet Pearls Creations, this makes sense. Okay, okay. This is Michelle. She said, you just described my business apprentice. Okay, this is Lumina Laser. She said, there's no shortage of money. And there is no shortage of money. Okay. Okay, Daughters of Zion. She says, listen to this. She says, I'm working on pillows, table runners, nap placemats, and napkin rings. Okay, now this is what I want, Daughters of Zion Creations. Daughters of Zion Creations is making pillows, table runners, placemats, and napkin rings. Okay, so this is what's going on. All of that is one category, right? Now you got to do something way off the cliff, like a hat, or like a scarf, or like a skirt, or like a shawl, or like a pair of pants. I know it sounds crazy, okay? But what I'm saying is when you do the home decor, you say 4 to 6 items like that. So you got 4 to 6 things, right? So when you building up your store, then everything you're doing over there has cloth, right? So now you can do a hat. Now you can do jewelry. Now you can do some exterior clothing. And you may not want to do it, but what will happen if you just do a sample? Then you could take orders. Because if you just start expanding yourself, so like the pillows, the table runners, placemats, and napkin rings, all 4 of those still is one income. It's home decor. Okay. So think of your business like a JC Penney's, right? If you think of your business like a JC Penney's, and I want everybody to do this, I want you to try to do this, right? If you do your business like a JC Penney's, now these are things that you make or things that you buy with the money that you make. Remember, I said what you make or things you buy with the money you make. If you do this and say you don't sew and you don't want to make clothes, but you get your business and you get a business license and you buy some things that are wholesale, like you might find some inexpensive skirts or inexpensive dresses. I don't want everybody to think everything you buy you have to make. I want you to build a fortune with your gift, but take your gift to buy other things. So, like, I'm not trying to make no paint. Lady came today and she said, I want a hat for my son. And I told her to go to Walmart and get a yard of fabric and I'll make a kufi. And this yard of fabric at Walmart probably costs her $5. All right. It's not going to take but a little bit of this fabric to make a child's kufi. I charged her $20. It's going to take me less than 20 minutes to make the kufi. Right. So what I'm saying is that if I said I only do alterations, then I wouldn't make this $20 in 20 minutes. So what I want you to do is when you build in your income and your wealth, I want you to look at stuff that you like like this t-shirt that's painted that I'm wearing right here. Okay. Okay. I like this t-shirt. Now I can paint this t-shirt, or I can get somebody else to paint it, or I can get it stamped, or I can get a screen printed. So if you like something and you take the table runners, even if you didn't physically make it yourself, you can make a sale, right? So that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to get in a trap That every single, now your gift, listen to this, your gift is going to make room for you. So if you make something and you find, say the person that just said about you can find some fabric and you can make those tote bags. What if you found the tote bags already made for $2? Would you want to make the tote bag, or would you just want to paint the tote bag, or you just want to put fabric on the tote bag? Remember the things I had here they sold last week? Well, I took that money and I bought more toothpaste for the store. I'm not going to make the toothpaste, but if you have a small 5x5 section and they come in and pick up that item and you got bracelets or you got toothpaste or you got black soap, you don't have to make everything to make a lot of money. You just need to make it available to your customers. And when you make it available to your customers, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she got incense, she got oil, she got this, she got that. And what happens is you making extra money over here so you can keep making your favorite stuff. Like, when you make a nice pillow, you feel good. When you make a nice table runner, you feel good. When you set up a table and it's got the napkin rings, you feel good. But what I want to tell you is that to get multiple streams of income, don't have a store with just one category. When you go into J.C. Penney's, they have belts, they have shoes, they have home decor, they have jewelry, they have women's wear, boys wear, So crack the code, open up the mindset that say, I'm gonna be your one-stop shop. And when you get that mindset, you're gonna have, now it might get it might get overwhelming at times. But all you do is say, it's going to take me another week to get that done. Or I'll be open tomorrow. Okay. Don't be afraid or don't feel bad if you need to take a break for a couple of hours or a break for a couple of days. Because when the money comes, it's like, you never been to the beach and the money goes, shh, the waves go, shh. That's how the money going to come. And then when it dry up, it's going to go out like that. And when it go out, that's when you keep prepping. Don't feel bad when the waves go out, because the waves going to come back. So, excuse me, that's how the money's going to come. When the money comes like this, you got to have everything. So when it go back out, they're going back to work to replenish their bank account. And when the bank account is replenished, then the money going to come flying back to you. And it's coming to you because you are prepared. Now, you don't want to be in a pond where there's no waves. You ever been to a pond and you be like, I wonder if anything is living in that pond, right? I know fish in that pond. Ain't nothing in that pond. But look, when you are doing your thing and you getting around with it, and I want you to keep making those home decors, because you might, you know what? It's nothing like having some nice, clean sheets on your bed. When you make the sheets, or you find the right sheets, or you find the right pillowcases, and you find the right home decor. But when they come, baby, and they come and they buy, I've made one person a bracelet and they bought a whole bunch of pillows. So I made some pillows and they bought a whole bunch of clothes. So I just want you to expand that. Okay, I'm gonna show you. My phone just popped up, and I want to show you the outfit I was just talking about with hopefully I can get it up. Here it is. Okay, this is the outfit that I made for her. She's if you're in Atlanta, her name is Jamali's Fashions. And she was passing through town. We couldn't get together because it was bad weather. And so I made this outfit for her. And I said, I'm going to send it to you just to show you how much I appreciate you for all you did in my career when I didn't know anybody. And that was just, she wore it and she said she got lots of compliments. And I used to sew for her wholesale. I sold for her and she sold my stuff 3-4 times more than I could sell my own stuff. And that's what's going to happen with you. If you're making those table runners and those pillowcases, you start looking for places that will buy them from you retail or wholesale, and you can keep making them. But they're going to want other things and other things and other things. So when you're getting that job for the VA to make those things for the veterans, that's another project or thing that you can add to your resume. And then you go, those things are cumbersome. They take room, they take time. Sometimes they may be boring. Okay. But at the meantime, you can get paid up front for it, and you take that money and you reinvest in something else. And that is what will work for you. Okay, this is Constance. We talked about early. Constance is asking for the date. Constance, officially in May, we will start finalizing if it's something that everyone wants to do. It'll be the third weekend in October. And I'll tell you what that date is. It would be October the 22nd through the 21st. 22nd through the 24th. But right now we're in the pre-planning stage of that. So October the 22nd through the 24th is the target date that we are potentially working on a camp for everybody to come and meet, show their talent, show their gift, give demonstrations, give workshops. We can have workshops, put on the stage, giving techniques and this whole 9 yards. So I'll give, that's like 4 to 5 months before it will happen, but we will make sure that we give you plenty of notice, and that's just something we're filling out. We have had enough people to say they definitely are interested, but we don't have the forms or anything made up. I'm just still trying to get the information for that. Is there any more questions before I go? Daughters of Zion doing her thing. Sweet Creations, Sweet Pearl Creations. I keep wanting to say Sweet Pea. Sweet Pearl Creations is getting offers for veterans. Let's see. Lots of questions tonight. Lots of comments tonight. Okay, Marilyn says she found some burlap at Ollie's over a month ago. Okay. And the burlap come in different colors. So yes, don't forget to spray the burlap before you work with it. With all further ado, I like to share one more thing with you. This is like 1 of 5. I keep saying one more. If you do not sell anything Afrocentric, I would encourage you tremendously to find some niche that you can make with Afrocentric clothing, accessories, jewelry, pants or skirts. It's something that sells all year. It's very lucrative, especially if it's handmade. So just do it as a sidebar. If you have anything with a cultural twist to it, you will make money with it all year. All right. And that is something that you can take to the bank. I'm talking about from the smallest shrivel of fabric to be on a baby doll head, or across a pin, or across a pair of earrings. The Afrocentric vibe is strong. I would strongly recommend one book you should read. It's a hard book to read, but it's a book that will motivate you. And that book is called The Willie Lynch Letter. The Willie Lynch Letter is a book that teaches you how to groom a slave and how to make a slave for 300 years. And that slavery ended in 2012. And when you read this book, it shows you that things that are going on today was designed many, many decades ago. And it's still happening. It's just happening to other people. But what they're going through is nothing like what the African slaves went through. It's like nothing. And when you read the book, I reread the book this week. And when I reread the book, it just motivated me to work harder. It motivated me to teach you more. It motivated me to give more. because when you read about slavery, everybody can learn, okay? We all can learn from it. And when we learn from it, we teach how to treat us. And we learn to pull our pants up. We learn to motivate each other. Okay. So when you read this letter is a 25-page letter. Lynching came from this man named Willie Lynch. He was a British person, and he taught people how to teach people how to be slaves, slave owners, I should say. So when you read that history, and you are of an African descent person, and you don't understand why people don't support you and why our race don't support each other, we are the change. We can change that, because that letter curse is over. It was over in 2012. It's 2026. So that part was done to us, and we can keep it or we can break it, and we can treat each other better. So sometimes when something is done to you, you want to do it to other people, but we can change that. We have to be the change. We have to make sure that when we're doing our crafts and our skills, people will buy from us because they like what we do. And when you make your items, do not think it's only for one race. When you make things for something that make things out of something that touches your hand, it's for whoever feels the energy from you that want to appreciate it and want to patronize you for it. So when you're making something, just sell it to everybody. It's like when you pay your bill, they don't care where the money came from, long as you paid your bill, right? So when you open your store, which is your business, when you got your business going, they don't care. They don't care who really made it. I mean, they care if they know you, but if you bring it to the earth, all the cultures are gonna buy from you. So if you have the time, and I also would say if you have the stomach to read the Willie Lynch letter, you can Google it, you can read it, you can purchase the book. I have it, I sell it, I have it in my gallery. I ask people to read it, and when people don't support you, you understand why. And when people do support you, it's because you have gotten over that hump, and it'll make you work harder. It'll make you say, okay, if that's how we were done, okay, I'm gonna be better than that. I'm gonna do more than that. I'm gonna run harder than that. I'm gonna work harder than that. I'm gonna make as much money as I can, because when you in a certain countries, you can't make but so much money. But there are some things that they can't stop, and that's your creativity, no matter what country you're in. Whatever you make from your hands, they got underground selling, they got in front selling with a storefront, they got bedroom selling. You can sell stuff out your bedroom. You can make stuff for the bedroom, right? But that's my talk on Black History. It wouldn't be right for me to go through Black History Month and at least speak on it at some length. And I want you to know I'm a proud African American woman that loves selling African products, African authentic things. And I love sharing you my journey, because I want everybody under the sound of my voice, no matter what race, what culture, that we can support and learn from each other. And whatever your culture is, wherever you're from, you can do it. You can sell your items. If you're from Cuba, Cuba's going through a rough time right now. But if you make something and it's Cuban, and if you're not in Cuba and you have a Cuban community, they will buy it. They will love it. They will absolutely love it. Okay? So she said, I'm this is Miriam. She says, what I'm working on while watching YouTube. She's showing me things that she's working on. So Tonight, I'm gonna let you go. I know it was a stretch, but I want you to get in that. I want you to get in that hustle mode. I want five times five streams of income. Thank you so much. Thank you all for the subscribers. Thank you for the members. I know I didn't get to call your name tonight. I got into the meat of it tonight. I will definitely be reading your name. I will do another live this week, and I will call the members out. The live will be either Saturday night or Sunday afternoon. So I'll probably do Saturday night. And I will call all the members' names out for that. But I wanted you to get some meat in it, some meat on the bone, so you can sell before the weekend is out, because people are buying this weekend. And I want you to get that. And I will definitely call your names on Saturday evening and let you know how much I appreciate you. If you're not a member, become a member. I'm long-winded tonight because I really want you to get it. I really, really, really want you to make sales. I want money to be in your bank account. And I want you to teach and bring somebody up as you're learning this thing. All right? Learning these things. Love you all. Bye-bye.